Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna be talking about Warframe today. Of course, it's been a while, but you can expect weekly uploads again until Warframe runs out of content or I get exhausted. In yesterday's dev stream, which if you haven't checked out, there'll be a link in the description, the main topic of discussion revolved around analyzing player feedback regarding a variety of issues and or features in Warframe. My favorite, I have to say, is this compilation of written feedback that the devs received. It seems that the community, i.e. you and me, are very clear with what we want in Warframe. More new fuck content. Yes. There were also several other charts that I thought were pretty interesting to share with you guys and kind of talk about what a large part of the community feels about Warframe and some of the decisions that DE made last year. So that's what this video is going to be about. And by large, I don't mean a majority of players, considering that the daily average on Steam is about 35 to 45k. 28,000 does sound like a huge chunk of the player base, but we're also not taking into account those who play on the standalone launcher and the console boyos, so keep that in mind. Overall, how was your experience with Warframe in 2019? And here are the results. I'm a little surprised, I have to say. I expected the votes to have weighed more around 6 to 7. Then again, I am kind of forgetting some of the nice stuff that was released earlier last year, like Nightwave. Nightwave is actually great until it just never ends. I can accept that most players feel like Warframe deserved an 8. I mean, we did get Gauzette and Miss Bootylicious. What I'm kinda irked by is the number of players who gave Warframe a 10. Like, bruh. I'm guessing these are relatively new players who are in the good part of Warframe, where you had stuff to do, you know, quest lines to play, eidolons to hunt, the good old days. Not saying the new player experience is a great one, it's actually kinda terrible, but that's another video for another day. Then we move on to the next chart regarding difficult content in Warframe, and apparently those who voted wanted difficult content. I could only try to guess what that means because I still remember when Prophet Taker dropped, so many were complaining how it seemed near impossible to solo that boss. And I was actually one of those peeps, believe it or not. I just did not think that that sort of difficulty that was implemented in the Prophet Taker boss fight was proper, if you will. It was basically a gear check where if you had the right gear and frame, i.e. chroma, for example, then it can be done relatively easily. Let's just hope DE doesn't take that as a sign to implement more Kuvalich style script-based difficulties in the game. Please. No, I am not into masochism. Not like that, at least. Which brings us, boys and girls, to the one chart that validated all our rants. Which edition in 2019 did you enjoy the least? Surprise, surprise, it's the Kuvaliches, followed by Empyrean. But then you look at which edition players enjoyed the most last year, and on top is Empyrean as well. So could you say it's mixed? I'm not sure if the same exact set of players voted in each and every one of those polls, but I kinda get that Railjack has some of the good and the bad, where with the Kuvalich system, I was struggling to look for any good at all. But Mello, you don't have to love it to enjoy it, which is what I think some of you might say. Don't take that out of context. The one part that I really enjoyed in Railjack missions is just flying around in space with my Amasia shooting down ships. That's probably gonna be nerfed to the ground now, with a complete rework of Arcwings coming soon TM. Not even TM, it's like coming soon, so brace for it, boyos. I'll give Railjack another go and try to get myself hooked, cause it is here to stay and seems like DE have doubled down on that. I mean, they have to. How else are we gonna get to the Tau system? As far as Kuvaliches go, we don't have to discuss that further now, do we? Some things are rushed out incomplete, others are rushed with tons of bugs on launch. But the Kuvaliches, they were so rushed that a lot of the things we saw and heard never really materialized in the actual update. And so, they're getting reworks. Quite significant ones too, regarding the RNG and thrall farming in general. So if you're ignoring that one boy on Uranus, ignore him for a little longer maybe. I'm feeling kinda hopeful with whatever DE has in mind for the reworks, cause the community has been pretty vocal with the Kuvalich system. Here's what I wanna know from you guys. What do you look forward to in Warframe for 2020? Cause according to these two charts, the survey respondents were pretty clear, and I would side with them too, We want more lore-based content. Like, come on, even if it just moves the story a little bit with plot holes all over the place, I feel like that's far more engaging than doing any mission over and over again, just speeding towards extraction. I understand that they can't put out something brilliant like The Sacrifice every month. It's just not realistic in terms of budget and development timeline, but as you can see here in this survey, players aren't really as bothered with having to wait for content than they are when it comes to massive grind walls. No surprise there. Sure, we all use and abuse the delay meme, but if it's fairly polished content and the devs are upfront with when we can expect the new updates realistically, then sure, I'd take that over buggy ass Railjack any day. While all of this data is interesting to look at and talk about, at least for nerds like me, 28,000 players may not be a big enough data sample. They could all be crazy psychopaths who despise waifus as well, who knows? Some of them may be actually, I'm not kidding, like check this out. How much do you value cosmetic customization, aka fashion frame? Now it makes sense that most of them voted 4 and 5. We all know that fashion frame is the true endgame. It's not a meme, it's reality. It is. Don't deny it, don't resist, it won't hurt, I promise. But over 600 people voted 1. I have nothing against y'all, but why? Why would you do that? Maybe they thought 1 meant the best? China #1. Like, imagine hating fashion frame in Warframe, or thinking it's not important. Bruh. What? If that was the case, we would have not gotten exceptionally designed, fully fleshed out assets. And if I keep on going, I think I'm just gonna rant into madness. If you wanna rant too, that's fine. Please feel free to leave comments. If you wanna rant specifically about Railjack, then here's another vid on the left that you should probably check out. As always, thanks for listening to me yap about. I love you guys and gals. Anyway, catch you real soon in the next video.